Hey there, guys. Music fan here again. We're gonna go through a quick track by track commentary. I think that's the new word I'll use to call this particular videos from now on. Track by track commentary, or track by track review, whichever title. But either way, we're gonna comment on each and every track off of Adele's anticipated third studio album, 25. And let's not waste any time. Let's go straight to the second song, because I had already have made a song review of the first track, Hello. If you want to check that out, I've put a link on the D box below if you want to check that out. I think if there's anything different I would have to say from what I said in my song review, I would say that I've more or less accepted this song for the way it is. Maybe I wished it was a little bit, well, come to think of it, it's still essentially the same opinion. So, yeah, I wish it was a little more adventurous, but for the most part, I have taken to the song for what it is. And yeah, check the song review below in the D box. Anyways, we're just gonna keep moving on to the second track, "Send My Love to Your New Lover," produced with Max Martin and Shelby, producers from Taylor Swift's albums, and it definitely has a Taylor Swift vibe to it, if not a very stripped down musicality to it. I mean, Adele is just accompanied by a very percussive acoustic guitar and these big beats that pushes this song forward, and I love Adele's vocal harmonies on this song. It was like, "Send my love not to you, lover." Poor imitation of it, but when you hear the song, you get what I mean. It's a very catchy song while at the same time being very minimalist, and it's, as I've said in my review, it's a bit of old, but with a little bit of a different feel to it. I mean, this is the kind of track that Adele hasn't had much before in her catalog, but it's still a cool song. I definitely like this particular song, where it's minimal, catchy production on this song, and it's pretty cool. "I Miss You," and now this song is really important to note, because this song is probably the most dark and slightly ominous track in her catalog thus far to date. You have like these really haunting synths going on in the background, and there's very thunderous drumming happening also as well. And Adele's vocals just sound very just haunting, just like her vocality on the song is just very almost playful, almost sexual in a way, which is something. I mean, she has talked about that subject in the past a little bit. Maybe not so much on 21, but definitely on this song, it's very prominent. And this definitely took me in very by surprise when I first heard this track. It's dark. It's very ominous. It kind of reminds me of Florence and the Machine, and it kind of has like a Florence and the Machine vibe to this particular track. Kind of dark sounding, but it sounds really cool, I'd have to say. I really hope Adele dabbles with this kind of experimentation in the future, but that's for another day. When we were young, at first I really didn't take to this track very kindly. Like, I really disliked this song when I first heard it, but over time, like I've said in the review, like I've really warmed up to it. Like, it's a song about, it's a song kind of draped in nostalgia, at least for Adele. Like, I mean, seeing her new reality as a mother and as an international celebrity, as well as seeing her old friends that she used to know, and just seeing like this distance between her and her once comrades and friends that she grew up with before her international fame, and just her just trying to take a mental snapshot of them before life separates them permanently, if not temporarily, for a very long time. And it's an emotional track. I know definitely for me, I find myself nowadays kind of relating to this song a little bit. Uh, and yeah, it's a song that finds itself trying to move on without the friends that you knew, in a way that life tends to separate uh, you from your childhood friends in a way. But anyway, when we were young, the musically, what I like of this song is just her high note pitch that she rings out in the almost near the end of the song, and it's very emotional, almost somewhat 21 esque in a way, but it's without the sobbing heartbreak that we saw with tracks from that album. But it's still a really good song. It's a great intimate emotional track. And another great emotionally intimate track is Remedy, and this one I've really grown to love actually the most of all the rest of the songs off this album. Like the previous one, I didn't like it at first, but the more I hear it, the more I really, really love this song. I love the lyrical writing to this song. It's just so sweet and just so consoling, I have to say, with this particular track. With the lyrics, it's basically like a piano vocal song in a way, with just a little bit of synth thrown in for extra measure. And Adele's vocal harmonies are just so consoling. They're just so just I don't know what other word to describe, but they're just awesome. Her vocal performance here are just so stellar with this particular track. Yeah, I love the lyrics. I love her vocals. I love the percussion. The production of this song, as far as the piano is concerned, and it's just all great. I really love Remedy. Water Under the Bridge. I would have to say that this, personally for me, might be my favorite track off this album. I really see a little bit of progression with this song. As I've said in my previous review, this track has a bit of an 80s vibe. It has a bit of an 80s thing going with it. It's not new wave or dancey, but it's slightly dancey. It has a little bit of a strum guitar that kind of gives it a percussive, almost dancey vibe to it. And I love in the background of Adele just singing these really harmonious vocalizations in the beginning of the track, if you listen closely enough. And yeah, I really love this track. This is an awesome song. Production wise, I hope at least it gives hints as to where Adele's going to go next with the fourth album, but that's remains to be seen. Yeah, that's Water Under the Bridge. Fantastic song. River Lee. This is the debut production from Danger Mouse, which is his first production work on a Adele album, and it shows. It has a bit of a mournful R&B-ish quality to it, almost gospel in a way, with this song. Lyrically, it talks about Adele's childhood, and her standing by the River Lee, a place of where she used to go to in her younger days, and I have to point this out, that it's a really good song. It definitely has a bit of a gospel quality to it. Again, with a little hint of hip hop in the background of it, as well as having very mournful background harmonies in the beginning of this track. But I have to admit that this is probably my least favorite song off this album, and I don't know why this song doesn't click with me like the other tracks do. But it just there is a little bit of a click, but it's not as strong for me as the other tracks are. I can't explain why. Maybe it's her harmonies when she's harmonizing the River Lee in the song. I mean, I'm not in the recording studio anyway, so yeah, I don't know why this song doesn't hit me as hard as the other songs, but it just doesn't. Still a good song. I still liking it whenever it comes up, but it's like my least favorite track for me off this album. And yeah, Love in the Dark again has a bit of a 21-esque vibe to it, just being Adele's vocals, piano, and epic orchestrated strings in the background. What I loved about this song is just her vocal harmonies in the chorus, like just the way she sings. It seems like we're oceans apart. Just the part of when she sings oceans, just that part of when she holds that note in the middle is just it just really makes your bones rattle when you hear it. Just the emotion in that particular song, and it just really hits me here in the heart whenever it comes on, and as well as the last portion of the middle of the middle of the bridge of that song, when she sings like I want to live and not just survive, and between that break of when the strings come in is just fantastic, just simply awesome. The way that break happens, the way that break segs into like this crashing of strings that comes into the song afterwards, and it's just freaking phenomenal. It's super powerful. Excuse me, sorry. Again, sorry, my throat's not working today. Anyway, but that's Love in the Dark. Million years ago. Come on, throat, get it together. Yeah, this song is also different because unlike Adele's past work, this has a different musical feel to it. It almost feels like walking through the streets of Madrid, Spain at night kind of vibe to it. And it just has Adele and an acoustic guitar to accompany her vocal performance. It almost sounds very Spanish sounding, like when you think of it. And I don't know what's up. Anyway, lyrically, it's also kind of sad in a way. Like has her feeling very distant from her friends that she used to know, and realizing that she is growing up and that the days of her past are a million years ago. They're far away, and that she's growing older. And it kind of hits you hard in a way, lyrically speaking, but it's a different song. It's a different song that we haven't heard from Adele in the past, and it's unique in a way. I'd say it's unique in its own way. All I Ask. This is a track that was produced between Adele and Bruno Mars, also his first production in a Adele song. And like the other songs, I really didn't like the song that much when I first heard it, but over time, as I've kept hearing this song, it's really become great. It's really become fantastic. I mean, I just, her vocal harmonies are just really what makes this song, as well as the melody that I think that Bruno Mars had improvised along with Adele. And it's just, when they come together, it's just magic. It's really great musical magic. And yeah, All I Ask. I mean, all I could think about is these, just her harmonies in the chorus of this song, which is just, as well as the verses of this song, and it's just great. It's just awesome. And the last track, Sweetest Devotion, really ends things off in a coincidentally, as it's like outside now, just bright and sunny, and just really just an overall awesome vibe to it. And I don't know what's wrong with my throat. Sorry, I'll cut those out in the editing process. But yeah, this song really, I mean, ends this album off on a very hopeful note, no pun intended, and is just really bright, sunny sounding kind of song, and it's just simply awesome. I definitely love it. And I also love that guitar in the end, where that guitar accompanies the just really open emotion of Adele. And yeah, that's all I can say about this album. All I can say about the tracks here. So yeah, comment sections down below. What is your favorite song? What is not your favorite song? And tell me what you think. It's been a track by track analysis review, and I will see you guys next time. Mr. Music Fan, take care.